Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this, you guys. My Make Playing Cards order has come in. And I didn't even open it. I was so excited. Like super excited to open this bad boy up. Okay, here we go. So beautiful. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And it's square. I made this square instead of like regular tarot size, which is like so cool. I couldn't even open it until I was on camera, you guys. I was like, no, I don't want to open it. I want to see it. Oh, I wanted my first impressions to be with you guys. I kind of like the square for this instead of the normal tarot size. I don't know why. I just felt led for that. But look at these backs. But I know some people, like when they shuffle, they don't necessarily, I don't know, because it could go in all directions, you know, like if you shuffle with in different ways, but I shuffle in one direction, so for me it wouldn't have mattered. But anyway, here's the backs. Very marble. Gosh, this cardstock looks sumptuous. All right, so let's get into it. This is the Statue Tarot. For me, it was a project, right? Like, didn't really understand what it was gonna be like, but I found a statue for every one of the 78 cards, and it is so beautiful. So I'm gonna just do a quick walkthrough and get through it. I like this little gesture for the Fool. I could have picked something a little bit more Rider-Waite-Smith for the Fool, but I really liked this, I don't know, devil may care Fool here. Love him. Magician is the famous Rio de Janeiro. I just liked, I don't know, he just looked like the magician to me. This veiled priestess here. And I don't number. When I make tarot decks, I usually don't number them. Just because some people might have like associations with numbers and different cards could be different numbers to them. So that's why I don't put numbers on my decks. Love this Empress, very Demeter. The Emperor, so the Hierophant. I love, look at that, I love that. Very dark. The Lovers. Chariot. Lots of Athena in here. Now I picked Hercules for this. Now, a lot of people don't like the Strength card being about overtaking the lion, but in this particular statue, you could take it both ways. You could take it like they're like play wrestling. That's how I kind of took it, instead of him overtaking the lion. So, Hermit. Fortune. I loved this with the people for Fortune. I don't know. There's just something about them twisting around that reminded me of the Fortune card. Justice, of course. The Hanged One. Death. Very much for me, there's this Death in the Maiden, but also she's got a little butterfly in her hair. I love that. How he's shrouded too. I just love this whole dynamic for the Death card. Temperance. Love the water. And the bird. It's just like something about it, you know. Could have had vases and all kinds of things, but I loved that image for Temperance. And then the Devil is this cheeky looking demon. The Tower. I liked this being the Tower, like a folly. Like the Tower being a folly. The Star. How perfect is this? Now, it would have been really cool if I used these statues and then made like a digital collage out of them. Then we really could have used, like, put a night background or something like that. But there's something about this pose. but I chose not to. I liked the, I don't know, the completeness of these pictures by themselves. But the pose is just such the star card. And then the moon card is a little obscure because there's no night in this. But I loved the dog, and I loved that the fact that the pillars framed the card, and almost like this ivy back here points to a maze, like a hedge maze or a hedge labyrinth, and that kind of made me feel like the moon too. So that's why I didn't pick another moon picture. Cherub for the sun. Like, I love the sun rays. So pretty. Judgment. The world. Look at this gorgeous image. Instead of it being like an Atlas statue, right? Like you're holding the world, just holding, or you're holding the world above you, right? Instead of it being about Atlas, to me it was more about, you know, you being the world, and, you know, you holding the world, but it not crushing you. Being, very much being part of the world. Okay, now we're going to get into the minor arcana. Ace of Wands. Statue of Liberty there. I just love this for the Two of Wands. This scroll, almost like he could use this. This is a seagull, but we could use, we could say like sending messages across the ways. Love this for the Three. Looking out over the great wide. Four is this beautiful Alice in Wonderland statue. Love this strife here. 6, have this angel crowning this victor. Of course, it's very Six of Wands. 7. Probably another Herculean statue, but it fit for this for some reason. This lone person here with the, what I'm guessing is a serpent or a hydra, and it's just so good. For the 8, I went with something typical. These are spears, and I liked what they looked like for this card because I did go Rider-Waite-Smith, so very nice. A 9 of Wands. This resolute person, but also there's this double face right here in the side of his temple, and I really liked how it speaks to me of PTSD. Speaks to me of like the voices and the cries of war being in your head, being in your own head, but also resilience and strength and courage in that. The 10 of Wands. How perfect is this for the 10 of Wands? That this statue is holding up this heavy rock. I loved it. Page. Stuck with the original, or the traditional court names. Knight. Queen. And King. If you can see that, the King is holding a torch at the end of this wall here. It's just very nice. So there were the wands. And we move into the cup suit. Ace of Cups. The 2 of Cups. I really liked this dynamic. The 3 of Cups. All of them have a musical instrument, and I thought that was very, I don't know, it was just so cool to think of them all playing together. 4 of Cups, resting under a palm tree. I loved that. It automatically fit. 5 of Cups. 6, look at that. 7. I like that it's the figure looking at the reader, and how we can't see the 7 cups that they're thinking about. That they're above the card. 8. I liked this. This is an ancient wine cellar, but it really fit for the 9 of Cups for some reason. To be figureless for me. I love this 10 of Cups. this aspect of play, but family, right? I think he's my favorite in this whole deck. Knight. He's blowing a conch shell. The silliness of his king. So perfect. Okay. Now we're going to move into the sword suit. I love this. Soldier. This is the perfect Two of Swords for me. The darkness, the fact that the statue is in shadow, but then to still have the cross, it is so perfect. So perfect for me. And of course the Three of Swords has to be a grief statue. Something that would make you think of death and despair and graveyards. Love it. Look at this. This is an effigy. And I just love it. Like almost like a effigy tombstone. Like it's a slab set on top of a grave. Fits so perfect for the Four of Swords. And the 5. The 6. You can't tell in this, but I like that about it, that this is a boat. Like this person is standing in like this dragon-shaped boat. Small boat, kind of like a canoe. But it's still, I don't know, you can tell by the palm tree that they're in a beachy town. This is 7. They're very sporty looking 7, but I like that the pose suggests that they're running away. And the fact that we don't know what they're running from or towards. I like that about the 7. Got Andromeda chained here for the 8. Love her. That's 9. Grieving angel again. But it's more about the hand on the face. Right? Stuck in the mind. And this 10 of Swords is an actual statue. A shrouded person statue on a bench. I just thought that was so good for the 10. Page. Yeah, like, looks a lot like the Rider-Waite-Smith, the way they're posed. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. I very much liked that the King isn't wielding the sword in the traditional way. It's, to me, it's more about knowing when not to be forceful. Really good. Okay. And we're going to move to the Pentacles. And I'll talk a little bit about the whole thing after the flip through. That Ace. How cute is this lion that's holding this boon? Right? It's just so oh, I love these. The 2. 3 with these workers here. The 4, keeping it to himself. 5, this cherub in the snow. 6. 7. He just looked exactly like what I would envision the 7 of Pentacles to look like in a statue form. It's just so good. And then the 8. Again, another worker, but intent, right? There's an intention here. Like that. The 9. Loved her with the bird, of course, but also her gaze. And the 10. I liked this. The trajectory of this card is what I look towards for the 10. I like that. Well, it could be family, right? But it could just be legacy, right? And it's like this trajectory that I liked. Page. Knight. I love this gold knight for the Pentacles. And he's got this very nice, there's just something about his face that I love. Queen. Again, very, like, not Demeter, but maybe Persephone with the autumn behind her. I like that. I like that a lot. And then a king. I liked this king because he's holding a cornucopia, but then also sitting on a bull. Like that. Very King of Pentacles. Okay. Now, these next cards are extras. Let's see. These next cards are extras, and that's just because of the listing that I had for this deck. So I knew that I needed a, just to show people what, like, if they bought the deck and didn't really know the channel or know, like, there's no guidebook or whatever, that there are 78 tarot cards that's separate than the 5 protector cards. When I look at statues and when I have, I don't know, when I like go through the motions with statues, I think of gargoyles, and I couldn't put them in a card, in a tarot card. I could have, but I didn't, because I wanted them to match up very perfect. So I wanted people who may have bought this deck to know that there are 78 tarot cards, but then also 5 protector cards that are separate, completely separate from the deck. And I just meant that could be used as altar cards, or you could add them to the deck as significators, whatever. So here are the 5. Let's put you up a little. Here are the 5. Protector cards. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, they're so gorgeous. I love this red one. And of course the Notre Dame one. But then also look at this, like, I don't know, shrouded person, like an actual person, not like these a little like more grotesque versions of gargoyles, but more humane. And that, I don't know, that intrigued me. So you get the 78 cards, plus the title card, if you will, and then the 5 protectors. And like I said, you can leave these out of the deck, use them as significators, altar cards, protector cards, whatever you would use that for. I just wanted to add them in here. So whatever you normally would do with extras. And the way I would have put them in is just like cut the deck, place one, cut the deck, place one, cut the deck, place one. And that way they'd be in there or be square. Now I can overhand shuffle pretty well. Let me see if I can riffle, because I haven't had a square deck before. So I might not be able to riffle very well. Oh, I can riffle. I can't bridge, but I can riffle. Yeah, they do that nicely. Quite nicely. Now, let's see what we have, so that we can see kind of what they would look like in a reading, you know, like we have to know if the language is good, right? Let me riffle again. Feeling called to riffle. Yeah. I forced a bridge on that one. Cut the deck. Nine of Cups, Judgment, and the Lovers. Ooh, I like that. And see, like vessels in these 2 cards could interplay. The fact that Judgment's looking at the 9 of Cups, right? So it's like something that the lovers need to work on, right? Like with the trajectory of the reading is going this way. That nods back to the 9 of Cups once we have gotten here in the reading. I like that. I love the fact that these figures are looking at each other. I love that. But like, you could just keep going, you know? I keep getting two majors with a minor. That's crazy. Ooh, got some wands here. And then I got a protector card with the Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. Ooh, I like that. The protector is the Page of Swords, right? And they're nodding into the cup. I like that a lot. Another protector. And see how this goes this way? Into the circle, falling into the wheel of fate, so to speak. Strength, bogged down. Love this. Something about these two positions are allowing me to get 2 majors and a minor. So it's telling me that that first reading was sufficient enough. So let's reshuffle. See what the next one does for us. If it does it again. Okay. You know, on second thought, this cardstock is thin. I love the way it shuffles, but it's a little thin for playing cards. But it feels like it'll stand the test of time, though. Like, it won't rip or anything. I don't know. Time will tell. Okay, see? 2. But I like this, though. The world being first and the fool being last. I like that. Still 2 majors. I like when I see quartz with a major in the middle, because that makes me think that there's going to be something drastic that's coming that's going to shift you from one to the next, or that it should. Ooh, look at all those pentacles. Like that. I don't know, I'm liking this, you guys. So anyway, that is the statue tarot, now available. Look at all that. Look at that. I love it so much. Love it. So, it's now available on Make Playing Cards for anyone interested. And I hope that you're having a marvelous day.